Why the Enlightenment Isn't Enough. Reflections on a Soulful Present. Immanuel Kant's famous definition of enlightenment, man's emergence from his self-imposed immaturity, is often recited like a sacred mantra, yet it deserves a closer, critical look. Kant argued that humans achieve maturity through the use of their own reason. This was a revolutionary idea in an era dominated by religious and absolutist authority. But today, we understand. Reason alone isn't enough. Emotions, social conditioning, and collective narratives shape us just as profoundly. Kant places the blame for remaining immature squarely on individuals themselves. This overlooks the structural realities of dependency, exclusion, or lack of access to education. Someone living in precarious circumstances isn't necessarily lazy. They might be overwhelmed, exhausted, or simply left behind. Kant's formulation suggests that maturity is a matter of willpower, as if it's something anyone can attain if they just try hard enough. But in our complex, interconnected world, no one is entirely independent. True maturity demands critical dialogue, self-reflection, and engagement with others. Social dimensions Kant barely acknowledges. Kant's rallying cry, "Dare to use your own reason," evokes a heroic solo journey. Yet today we see that humans grow through relationships. Insight often arises in collaboration, not in isolation. Kant liberated the mind, but in doing so, he also made it the measure of all things. As a result, anything that couldn't be measured, proven, or logically deduced, emotions, intuition, connection to nature, stillness, the inner knowing, once embedded in religious or mythological frameworks, was increasingly devalued. This marked the beginning of the disenchantment of the world, and perhaps also an alienation from our bodies, from nature, from one another, from the whole. Humans see themselves as above everything, yet they are part of a greater whole. The notion that we exist as independent individuals is an illusion. We are interwoven, physically, emotionally, spiritually. In the past, people might have called this God, or the world soul, or the cosmos. Today, we shy away from such terms, fearing they sound irrational. But the emptiness this creates is real. The story of the Tower of Babel serves as a warning. Humans strive upward, toward the heavens, through technology, reason, and control. But the higher they build, the shakier their foundation becomes. In the Tower of Babel, this leads to the fragmentation of language. We no longer understand one another, not across cultures, nor within our own societies. What humanity lacks today, what we desperately lack, is humility before life, reverence for the unseen, connection rather than separation, inner guidance rather than mere external control. Perhaps the task of our time is no longer the liberation of reason, but a reconciliation with what lies beyond it. We need a renaissance, a new kind of enlightenment, an enlightenment with soul.